sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now...
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. Here to make sense out of the senseless. Right here on SHR Media. Conservative media done. Right. Knocking shit over all over the place. One of those shows where it's starting out shaky already. For some reason, Rumble did not start up. And I don't know why. Let me see if I could change things up and start a second show under Rumble only. I don't know. Why do I... the things that go goofy. Let me duplicate the... it's not going to let me. Well, Rumble, I'm going to have to upload later. I don't know what's going on. Let me search something. Tell you what, I'm going to put a video on while I deal with this real quick. Now, the funny thing about this little video is I was talking on the phone with my mother tonight because she lives with my brother in South Carolina, I think it is. And he's gotten a job back down here in Florida, so he's moving back down. I mean, my mother has to move back down. Oh, he doesn't have a place yet. Him and his wife don't. So they're staying with his wife's son. And my mother's going to be coming to stay with me for a little bit. And me and my mother love talking politics. And I told her how something Kamala said was going to make a great Trump ad. No sooner do I get off the phone, and one of the first things that pops up on X is this video. Yeah, let me get this. Share.
My values have not changed.
I'm actually going to play this like 2 times in a row because I want you to listen to everything that's said in it. Remember, her values have not changed.
Red meat specifically. Yes.
The Boston Marathon bomber. They should be able to vote.
I think we should have that conversation.
Abolish ICE.
Yeah.
Would you ban offshore drilling?
Yes, I'm in favor of banning fracking. I am prepared to pass a Green New Deal. I support a mandatory buyback program.
We're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals.
The idea that more police equals more safety, that's just wrong.
Policing, as we know, goes all the way back to slave patrols and that idea.
Yeah, you are absolutely right.
Where do you stand on defund the police?
We need to take a look at these budgets.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
70 to 80% tax rate.
I think that's fantastic.
Chip in now to the Minnesota Freedom Fund.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
And yeah, I am radical. I do believe that we need to get radical about what we are doing.
Let's listen to it again. All right, I gotta...
My values have not changed.
Listen to that.
My values have not changed.
This is an interview that she just did on CNN. When she was asked, how does she explain her flip-flopping on all of her different policies? And her response is...
My values have not changed.
Reduce red meat specifically.
Yes.
The Boston Marathon bomber. They should be able to vote.
I think we should have that.
So she thinks prisoners, especially terrorists, should be allowed to vote.
Conversation.
Abolish ICE.
Yeah.
Would you ban...
Abolish our immigration customs enforcement.
And offshore drilling?
Yes, and I'm in favor.
Banning offshore drilling.
Yes, and I'm in favor of banning fracking. I am
banning fracking. Now, she's come out and said, I'm not for any of that stuff. Guess what? You also just said that your values have not changed and you are for all these things.
I'm prepared to pass a Green New Deal. I support a mandatory buyback program.
A mandatory buyback program. All right, I know that's a short clip, but that's in reference to buying back guns. A forced buyback federal program.
We're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the borders criminals.
Those that come across the borders illegally, we're not going to treat them as criminals. In other words, she's going to legalize unfettered border crossing. No immigration laws. That's what she's for. And that's what she says right there.
The idea that more police equals more safety, that's just wrong.
She doesn't want police.
Policing, as we know, goes all the way back to slave patrols and that idea.
You are absolutely right.
Where do you
Policing is slave patrols.
stand on defund the police?
We need to take a look at these budgets.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
70
Ban plastic straws. Really? What do the plastic straws come in? Or the paper straws come in? Plastic.
to 80% tax rate.
I think that's fantastic.
80% tax rate.
Chip in now to the Minnesota Freedom Fund.
Helping protesters, rioters, more or less. Rioters. I shouldn't say protesters because these people were violent. They burned. They destroyed. And she helped bail them out.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
How dare we speak Merry Christmas? Merry Christmas. Oh, hang on. I hit the wrong button.
Look at these budgets.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
70 to 80% tax rate.
I think that's fantastic.
Chip in now to the Minnesota Freedom Fund.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
And yeah, I am radical. I do believe that we need to get radical
She admits she is radical
about what we are doing.
These are her own words. These are not Trump's. These are not Vance. This is not the Republican Party. It is her own words. Oh, hold on. Her words. Nobody else's. And she said, I have not changed my values. For those that are watching on Rumble, I'm sorry if the beginning was a little messed up. I had an issue for some reason. It didn't start right up with everything else, so it was a little bit behind. But it's up and running now, so. If anybody didn't catch it, Wednesday night, me and Sackhead and I, excuse me, we did a little show called X Roulette. If you haven't seen it, you can catch it on YouTube with Reaver of Common Sense, or you can go to SHR Media on Facebook and SHR Media on Rumble, and you can catch replays right there. It was fun. It was different, and it was a blast getting Sackhead Sean back on air. Oh boy, I was hoping to have a new camera up and running today, but issues after issues after issues, so not going to have that up and running just yet. All right, what are we going to go to now? It just that I didn't want to call it an interview because it wasn't an interview. That political campaign ad that was on CNN last night. So it was 18 minutes is what was released. And it's come out that the actual interview lasted 45 minutes, but the Harris campaign refused to let the rest of it air. What does that tell you, people? This woman and this man are not fit. Besides their policy, they are not fit to hold that office. This is a woman who can't do live interviews. How is she going to talk to foreign leaders? Then you have Tim Walz, who, when asked about why did he lie, my wife said I'm bad at grammar. So he's trying to say he's bad at grammar, and basically that he misspoke for 20 years. But didn't he go to China and teach English? And the main question is, if you're that bad at grammar, what happens when you start speaking to foreign dignitaries and foreign leaders, and your bad grammar kicks in, and it kicks us in the balls straight into World War fucking III? Because you can't speak good grammar. No, you lied. That's one thing I've noticed out of this campaign for Harry Balls. I mean, Harris Walls. God, sounds like Harry Balls. Harris Walls. Harry Balls. Yeah. But the only thing I've heard out of it, literally, is nothing but lies. And they pushed that Project 2025 that God knows how many liberal news agencies, newspapers, has said it's a lie. It's not Trump's policy. He has no connection to it. But they want to keep pushing the lie. And people just keep on listening. And they say, MAGA is a cult. Democrat Party is a fucking cult. I swear, they would vote for a corpse and a dog if they were told to do. Oh, that's to save democracy. We're gonna vote a corpse in. Well, we did vote Biden in, so I just. I thought I hate Fox website. The other now, this woman is just copying or trying to just copy Trump's policy. She just tried to put a fucking MAGA hat on at this point. Now she's in 4. Now she's 4 building a wall. Her and Biden sold millions of dollars worth of material that was bought underneath the Trump administration to build a wall to stop when Trump got reelected. This is how long they've known that Trump's going to get reelected, and they knew they were in trouble. This is going back like 2 years. They were selling all parts of the wall so he couldn't build it again. And they want to blame Trump for everything. If they would have built the fucking wall, they would have kept his immigration policies in effect, we wouldn't be having a problem at the border. It's that simple, people. It really is. But no, they would rather pull bullshit. Republican congressmen, Democrat congressmen, and women don't want to solve the border. Don't want to solve the budget. Because if they did, what the fuck would they run on? It just, I don't know. I think I got a stomach bug. Just my stomach hasn't felt good for 2 days. They were so mad at Trump that they went in. Just saw something on Twitter. If it's true, I would be filing a lawsuit. Joe Biden has blocked somebody. He uses that for political talk, and you cannot block U.S. citizens from government Twitters. And yes, even if it's your personal, if you talk politics on it, you're a government official, and you cannot block people from that. Court already ruled on that. Remember they went after Trump for it? And now this dumbass ignores Supreme Court left, right, and center. He ignored Supreme Court over the college loans, started paying them again. And then what did the Supreme Court do? Nope, can't do it. And then they, oh, it's a packed court, they're against us. No. Maybe if you followed the Constitution, maybe if you read the fucking thing, you might understand what's in it. People, it's really not that hard. They expect us to follow the laws, but they never want to follow the laws. They want to do whatever the fuck they want. And the Democrats have shown it time and time again. They don't care what the courts say. They're going to do what they want. Damn. All right. Yeah, it's... And here's the thing. When I see the polls, they're so one-sided, you can tell it. Then you go to Twitter, and people hold polls, and every time, not every, but 95% of the time, Donald Trump's smoking. So Mark Cuban, who is very left-leaning, has a lot of left-leaning people on his website. Whose persona and character would you like to see young children grow up to have? Kamala Harris or Donald Trump? Right now, Kamala Harris has 48.4% to Donald Trump's 51.6%, with 86,560 people voting. And President Donald Trump has urged Congress to include the SAVE Act language into the next spending bill, even if it leads to a government shutdown, and it should. We need to protect our fucking elections. And I'm tired of seeing this. Well, it's already against the law for illegals to vote in our federal laws. I know I'm not a violent person. I'm not. But I'd like to take a 2x4 and whack them up upside the head and go, murder's against the law. People still murder, don't they? Just because it's against the law doesn't mean they're not going to try. So you have voter ID. Show an ID. Guess what? I passed your driver's license test. I can drive a car. I still have to show an ID. Wow. If you are against voter ID, what you are telling America is you want to cheat. Period. It's much in like California. If it's a federal law says you can't, well, then why are they doing away with any voter ID, making it illegal to show ID when you vote? It's a simple thing, people. It's very simple.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show right here on YouTube and Rumble every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Be warned, he's the one your mother warned you about.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. And I'm broadcasting through SHR Media, conservative media, done right. Oh, man. Oh my God. People on TikTok. I don't give a flying fuck, but this one made me laugh. I guess someone was trying to make a negative comment about one of my shorts. Hang on. And I even showed my wife, asked her, and I was like, what the fuck? Let's see. Some of these people, and you could tell just that the Democrats are in trouble because the operatives are out and about and they're trying to do damage control majorly. But this one idiot, yep, you're the expert. Beard is a dead giveaway. Yeah, I couldn't even I just had to laugh at it. I really just had to laugh at it. Hey, what's this one? Yep. If Harry Balls gets elected, this country is in big trouble. Literally big trouble. And it's scary. It is scary what this country could be. Yeah, I found my vape pen again. I've tried not to do it, but I do the CBD to try to help with the pain, to be honest. That's about it. No nicotine, none of that in there. No THC. I no. Nope. Not for me. That's all I'm going to say. All right. The only problem with this one, it's so friggin' small. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. And me and Second Sean talked about it. You could tell how bad of shape they are in, the Democrat Party, when they're attacking the small accounts on X. And for the longest time, I got ignored. I'm a small account. Oh, so Chris Hayes is trying to, from MSNBC, it's a little weird. Age concerns have disappeared as a constant focus of campaign reporting. It wasn't so much his age as his mental and physical decline. I know they were bringing his age because of his age, mental and physical decline was there. Trump doesn't have that. That's why it's not an issue. And I've said, I don't want to see no age limit, nothing like that. No, it has nothing to do with age. I know as you get older, it increases the chances. But I've seen 90-year-olds more mobile, more with it than 60-year-olds. And that's what it comes down to. And it's funny how the left is now trying to use that argument. And really anymore, I wonder if they have a fucking brain. They have such a closed mind, hive mind. When they see something working for the GOP, they got to copy it. And then they get upset when it doesn't work. What the? This country's going to hell fast. Let's see. Why? I'm not even going to give that one. All right. Why? Again, question. Why are Democrats doing this? A rising Democrat star admits falsely claiming Bronze Star Award. Why? It's so easy to find out and to confirm or bust these claims. But the Maryland governor, Wes Moore, falsely claimed to have received the Bronze Star Medal earlier in his political career, according to reports. The specter of stolen valor has hovered over the Democratic governor since his campaign for office in 2022, when two television interviewers introduced the politician as a Bronze Star recipient. Moore did not correct either interviewer, but his staff has been adamant that he never claimed to have gotten the reward. Reward. Should be award. A FOIA request filed by the New York Times revealed Moore did, in fact, insert that he received the Bronze Stars on an application for the White House Fellowship in January 2006. For my work, the 82nd Airborne Division have awarded me the Bronze Star Medal and the Combat Action Badge, Moore wrote. Now, this one, I don't know how I feel about that one, because Moore later received the Combat Action Badge in May of that year, was not a recipient when he wrote the application. He was never awarded the Bronze Star. I'm going to let I'm kind of split, but I'm going to let the Combat Action Badge go, because he could have known that he was getting it. And I understand military, when it comes to that, stuff moves slow, getting stuff done and all that. I can understand that, all right? He could have known that he was getting it. Just hadn't been awarded yet. But the Bronze Star, he's never gotten, has never since then gotten. And now it's an honest mistake. And he's blaming his commanding officer had told him to include the award on his application. Now, his commanding officer believed that Moore had earned the Bronze Star and was initiating the approval process, expecting that it would be awarded before the fellowship began. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched. It's a simple concept. Damn. Shit just falling over on the desk, left, right, and center, because I ain't paying attention. I learned early in my career in EMS, you never, ever take claim for something you didn't do. Because I watched too many times people, I was on this call. No, you weren't. Well, how do you know? Because I'm not speaking me, but in the conversation I hear, well, I was on the call. And you weren't there, dumbass. Well, my mistake. Never. I just, it's screwed up what's going on in this world. And I don't know why these politicians, everything's open, everything's a Freedom of Information Act. Stop lying.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show right here on YouTube and Rumble every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Be warned, he's the one your mother warned you about.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. We're broadcasting X and YouTube with Reaver of Common Sense, Facebook and Rumble with SHR Media. It's now being reported that Tim Waltz's brother, Jeff, responded to report by condemning all of Waltz's ideology and saying he's thinking about getting on stage at a Trump rally to tell a story about his brother Tim Waltz and his poor character. Jeff Waltz has made a Facebook post in response to this report. Haven't spoken to Tim in 8 years. I'm 100% opposed to all of his ideology. My family wasn't given any notice that he was selected and denied security the days after. Jeff posted about how he has been thinking about telling his story at a Trump rally posting. I've thought hard about doing something like that. I'm torn between that and just keeping my family out of it. The stories I could tell, not the type of character you want making decisions about your future. They have brought out family members of Trump that were against them. So, Jeff, jump on out there. It's I'd like to see him go out and actually. Trump has filed an emergency motion to a federal judge to move the New York case into a federal court. It should and get reviewed immediately. On that Mark Cuban poll, it's now up to 103,726 votes, and Trump has expanded the lead to 52.7% to Kamala Harris's 47.3%. I'm so flabbergasted at what's going on with this country. That the people are actually falling for socialism and communism. And they have no problem that they're willing to vote for it. I would never have believed it in my life if you would have told me that years and years ago. And I don't know if we can actually save it. So CNN fact checker Daniel Dale, Harris was not accurate on fracking comments. CNN's Daniel Dale said Thursday on Newsnight that Democratic presidential nominee Vice President Kamala Harris' answer on fracking during her interview with anchor Dana Bash wasn't accurate. The fact check bottom line is that she did not actually make clear at a 2020 debate that she had changed her previously support for fracking ban. So let me take you through this kind of saga. So here's what she said at a CNN climate town hall in 2019 on the subject of fracking ban. During the 2019 town hall, an audience member asked, "Will you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking your first day in office?" Adding the United States to the list of countries have banned this devastating practice. There's no question, Harris responded. I'm in favor of banning fracking, yes. That's pretty clear. Dale said that was quite clear. So she ended her 2020 presidential run in December 2019. The only debate she participated in 2020 was the general election debate with then Vice President Mike Pence. I went over the transcript of that debate tonight. Nowhere in there does she make clear that she had abandoned her previous support for a fracking ban. Rather, she repeated that Joe Biden, the head of the Democratic ticket at the time, would himself not ban fracking. Listen to what she actually said in a 2020. At a 2020 vice president debate, Harris said Joe Biden will not ban fracking. He has been very clear about that. I will repeat in American people now that Joe Biden will not ban fracking. So Dale went on to say it more. So it makes perfect sense that at the time she was speaking on behalf of Biden, the president, not the vice president. Sets administration policy, but maybe other people feel differently. I certainly do not hear anywhere in there Harris saying she personally had abandoned her 2019 views. Rather, she was speaking for Joe Biden. CNN fact-checking Kamala Harris is Kamala, whatever the fuck her first name is. Fact-checking a CNN interview with Kamala Harris. I didn't save it, but I saw MSNBC was bashing the interview too. Oh. It just... And Jeff Walsh donated to President Trump's campaign back in 2016. I was talking about myself and Sean did a little show, X Roulette, I think we call it. Yeah, that's what we called it. Come on. And one of the things we were doing is doing X Space. Now, we've talked about it, and we're probably going to do more of them. I don't know if it's going to be weekly or just whenever we feel like it. But keep an eye for that, because every now and then on Twitter, and you can catch me on Reaver of Common Sense, or you can look for Sackhead Sean, and you'll get notified if we're going to do a X Space again. More than glad to jump in, and if you got questions, we'll take questions. You want to make some comments. I mean, we will regulate what's said, and we don't want nothing threatening. We both got a mouth on us, but we try to keep it clean. But we'll let people speak their mind. I'm dumbfounded. I know I keep saying I can't believe where we are in this world right now. And I bash the UK, Europe, because the path they're on, we're not that far behind them. We just got we got a thing called a Constitution that really helps us. Because if it wasn't for that, we would be right there with Europe by now. But what I'm worried about, and all it takes is one country saying, I've had enough, the people. And the people rise up. And I'm worried that it can cause a chain of events to the next country, to the next country in Europe, to the next country in Europe, until it hits here that it gets somebody's hiney hair up in an uproar. And then we're in one. And I don't want it. I don't. Maybe in my 20s, I would have been like, yeah, hell, let's go to war. I don't want that for my daughter. I don't want to have her living in that type of world. I've been sitting here, and a couple of days ago, I downloaded that Red Alert app. And it went off multiple times today, back to back to back to back. My daughter's looking at me. My daughter's 20, but she's looking at me, so I explained what the app was. And I said, that's telling the people that they have to go hunker down because missiles are heading towards their house or their area. I couldn't imagine living like that. I couldn't imagine sitting there scared shitless. Is that bomb going to hit my house? Is my family safe? Did my family make it to a bunker? You know, and then on top of it, they actually had some terrorists break through and were attacking people. And this isn't meant to be like, oh, Palestine evil, Israel. I'm talking in the generality of, could you imagine living like that? Day to day, wondering, is your house going to blow up? Oh, I'm going to go to work. You know, is there going to bomb fall on me? And I mean, there's similar circumstances happening in Ukraine. I believe in my heart, wholeheartedly, that if Trump would have won in 2020, we would not have seen Israel getting attacked, especially that October 7th attack would have never happened. Russia would have never invaded Ukraine. All those countries knew Trump wouldn't stand for it. The United States wouldn't stand for it. We wouldn't have played tiddlywinks. We would, oh, well. We have weak leaders right now. Oh, who the hell's that comedian? Oh, now I'm not going to be able to remember it. A comedian is getting real shit because he was talking about how he wants to see Kamala Harris get voted in because we need change. You fucking more. This shows how celebrities are so out of touch. So out of touch. He doesn't realize that she's the fucking vice president. How does that change? For the last 12 to 16 years, it's been Democrats. So we do need change. Thank you very much. We need to change to a Republican. We need to get rid of these fucking bullshit Democrat policies that are going in effect. The destruction of this country. And these people are so blind. Like, you got Mark Hamill. People are complaining about my political tweets. Need to understand, I love my country. I feel it's my patriotic duty to oppose this demented sociopath with every fiber of my being. But you're promoting communism in this country. That's not patriotism, you jackass. You're so twisted in such a fucking bubble. Maybe you're so used to being told what to say and what to do. That's all you're doing. You're in such a fucking bubble, and you've lost touch with reality. And a lot of these celebrities have lost touch with reality. They are pushing pure communism. They are pushing the destruction of everything holy about this country to the point that they are out to destroy this country. Whether they're too ignorant or just willing participants, they are pushing to destroy this country. And they want one world nation. It's not going to happen in our generation. But one thing they got to do is destroy the United States and make up NAFTA. What is it? NAFTA or whatever. North American Treaty or some shit like that. Hillary Clinton was pushing for it. I don't know.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show right here on YouTube and Rumble every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Be warned, he's the one your mother warned you about.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, here to make sense out of the senseless. Right here on SHR Media, conservative media done right. Listen, I don't want to see an all-Republican government. No, I don't believe in it. I want to see Democrat, Republican, a third and fourth party. It's too much power in one hand is never good enough. And I think if Republicans have it too long, they'll start doing shit policies. It's just power corrupt. And look at Mitch McConnell. He's a Republican, and he's a piece of shit. Power's corrupted him. He needs to go. He needs to retire now. Not wait, not next after election. He needs to retire today. And he's another one of those cocksuckers. Well, I shouldn't say that he's a cocksucker because he is mentally gone. He is mentally, physically not there, that he should not be sitting in office. And Chuck Schumer's another one that's starting to go a little batshit. Well, not going, but going over batshit crazy. But the young ones that are in the Democrat Party are so fucking radicalized, it's not even funny anymore. Dan, who's that comedian? Not Seinfeld. His father was on Seinfeld. Night at the Museum was one of the ones he did. I have the name in a second, and it was... Ah, crap. Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller just... Let's see if I can find the video. All right, here it is. Let me get it queued up. All right. Just takes me a minute. That's why I need a goddamn producer. So they can do all this while I do the talking. Let's bump.
Just a quick question while you came, what you like about Harris' platform?
Just very excited about moving forward and all the energy and excitement that's around this movement right now. So that's why.
It's funny, he's hitting all the keywords, the buzzwords.
I'm here because it's time for change, and it seems like it's happening.
You think she'll be able to sustain the momentum post-convention?
For sure.
You think the race is going to be close?
It's going to be close, but everybody's motivated to work.
He almost looks lost. But he just like, okay, all right, what are the buzzwords? Okay, that's odd. Sorry, that's the way I see it. He just looked like he was trying to hit the buzzwords, and he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. So Brazil has now blocked X from the country because X refused to censor things that the government didn't like. It's another country. And NFL is rewarding Brazil for the censorship with an NFL game. I won't be watching it. I will not be watching it. Poland votes to allow soldiers, border guards, and police to fire live ammunition when attempting to stop migrants storming their borders. A little excessive, I think, but all right. Democrats just keep putting up more radicalized, worse candidates. And we talked about it on X roulette. Sean and myself, that at least Obama had a charisma. He had a personality. We both didn't agree with his policies. We both didn't like a lot of stuff, but it's just he could mesmerize people. He knew how to sit down and have a beer and talk to somebody one-on-one. I don't think he could do that now, but he knew how to talk to people. Biden didn't. No, Biden did not win the fucking election. I will stand on that hill. I will fight on that hill. It's not because I'm in a cult, because I look at the facts. And don't tell me, well, there's been no court cases. Yeah, no judge has taken it up yet. Actually, I think there's a couple that are coming up now. But the evidence is showing there was a lot of fucking shenanigans going on. Evil shenanigans that don't equal a fair election. Because you cannot stay in your basement and win a fucking election. It just, I don't know. I know I keep saying I don't know. Because the stupidity level that's on the left, that's just... And it's funny because like a TikTok, Twitter, or excuse me, X, sorry, Elon. When you come at me, especially with the name calling and insulting, first of all, do you think that's going to convince me to vote for Harry Balls? I mean, Harris Walls? No, it's not. It's not going to convince me. I know, I'm doing name calling. I'm trying to make funnies. Do you think by insulting, just attacking me, attacking Trump, telling me Orange Man, telling me I'm in a cult, do you think that's going to convince me to come over to vote for your side? No. When I talk, I try to talk about policies and so forth and so on, what I see wrong with Kamala, her policies, how they're bad, how this campaign is built upon lie, upon lie, upon lie. And all you want to do is attack. That just tells me that you're either a bot or a troll. And by bot, I mean you're one of the DNC operatives that go out there to do damage control to try to silence people from talking negatively about Kamala Harris. You're not going to silence me, people. I'm a small account. And when you attack me, I know something's up. So let's do something, because it's getting towards the end of the show. I'm going to play the campaign ad, and then we're going to get out of here, and then I'll be back. No, I won't be here Monday. I'm sorry. I will not be here Monday. That's my mother coming in like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I got to go pick her up. So I won't be here to do the show Monday. Maybe I'll tape a live version or tape a version earlier in the day and post it in the time slot. I haven't decided yet. I got to see how the day goes. But I will not be live Monday night. With that, I'm going to play this video one more time. I want this ingrained in people's heads of what her words are. And then after that, I'll say goodbye and we'll get out of here. But real quick, here we go. All right.
My values have not changed.
Reduce red meat specifically.
Yes.
The Boston Marathon bomber, they should be able to vote.
I think we should have that conversation.
Abolish ICE.
Yes.
Would you ban offshore drilling?
Yes, I'm in favor of banning fracking. I am prepared to pass a Green New Deal. I support a mandatory buyback program.
We're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross the border as criminals.
The idea that more police equals more safety, that's just wrong.
Policing, as we know, goes all the way back to slave patrols and that idea of...
You are absolutely right.
Where do you stand on defund the police?
We need to take a look at these budgets.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
70 to 80% tax rate.
I think that's fantastic.
Chip in now to the Minnesota Freedom Fund.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
And yeah, I am radical. I do believe that we need to get radical about what we are doing.
Her words, people. Not Trump's, not mine. Her words. With that, everybody have a great weekend. Be safe. I know there's some storms coming into here in Florida, but everybody be safe and love each other.